Okay, all right, cool. Now we can go here, or oh damn, he's going to the East. Cool, we can stay in the West. Like, you know what I mean, a lot of them things that people don't think of, I think those do factor in. That's why we see a lot of random players go random places that we be like, why'd he go there? And then you realize, like, oh shit, a lot of the good players was leaving the East and going to the West. Why? Oh, they was scared of LeBron. like you know what I mean? So now LeBron's in the West. He didn't make the playoffs, but still now they're talking all this, trade stuff. AD might go there, blah, blah, blah. So now it's like, shoot, I think a lot of players in the West might start leaving and going back to the East, because now the West is too top heavy stat. You know what I mean? Like, in my opinion, outside of the only way that the NBA becomes regulated again, I think, is if one of Klay or Durant leaves. I think that's the only way that the NBA becomes like regular, like the non just scary top heavy.
Are you talking about for next season or like the next several seasons?
Well, for the immediate future.
Yeah.
I mean,
because the immediate future now, we know for a fact Kevin Durant's not playing next year. And we know for a fact that Klay is going to be pretty much out for the majority of the year.
Yeah.
So whatever team that they do go to, which, probably Golden State or whatever team that they sign with, they're not going to have them for majority of the season. So next year, I think we're going to see finally the league at full balance. And yeah, like you said, it's unfortunate because that was going to be the major power swing, and it was looking like KD was going east, either to one of the New York teams, Brooklyn or the Knicks.
Yeah.
But now it's just like there's so much uncertainty, and I don't believe the media reports of them saying that this doesn't affect KD's free agent tour. Cause think about it. You're Brooklyn, and it's looking like Kyrie Irving is going to be going to Brooklyn. All of the reports and whatnot are coming out that Kyrie
signed with Rock Nation, man.
Prepared to sign.
That
with
was
Brooklyn.
guaranteed. That's over.
So it looked like they was trying to pair him and KD in Brooklyn, or maybe KD would have went to New York. Or whatever he would have went to. But now if you're that team, like I said,
you got to have $30 million in dead money. Like, that's what I mean.
Right. You can't build no other spots there. You could have used that money to go sign maybe a Tobias Harris or a Jimmy Butler, or New York. They can go use that money to sign a Kemba Walker, and not necessarily they'll say those are good signings. Just saying.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like when we talk about these injuries and stuff, that's why I be questioning whether these players are going to get the bag now. Realistically, just the most recent one, DeMarcus Cousins was a top 3 center in the league. At any point in time, someone could say he was the best center in the league, and it's debatable. I mean, pre that Achilles rupture,
yeah.
He was playing with probably the best power forward in the game, and the man was still giving you 20 and 12 or something like that. Like, it was crazy.
He's averaging 25.
Yeah, it was like, you know what I mean? Like, he was an all-star. So he comes back this year way late post all-star break, which was a little bit over a year. I think if the dates lined up right, I think it's a little bit over a year that he came back and looked like dog shit. Like a 75 overall player on 2K. Maybe. And people think that it might not happen for Durant already, and I'm like, yo, this is different. Like, an Achilles injury is real. Like, I honestly, I don't think he'll have the same decline as DeMarcus Cousins because of his ability to shoot, but he's going to have a big decline in his game. It is what it is,
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. Like, it's kind of like.
So I don't think I could do that.
I really hate writing him off because it's KD. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what he said. You know why I'm KD, but it's just like, fuck, man. Like, you're KD, but now you got like a busted Achilles, man.
Yeah, and it was Boogie. And now he's just DeMarcus.
Right. Very fair.
Like, Kevin Durant's shoe deal gonna expire. like, yo, it's crazy,
that
dude.
That shit is real, man. Like, that shit is just like these finals. Golden State got fucking fucked up, man.
Yo,
like the playoffs in these finals, like they lost two of their 3 best players.
Yeah,
like that. That shit is nuts.
Think about this real quick. They literally went from,
and they're free agents.
The team of the teams. They went from a team that just went to 5 straight finals, a team that went 3-2 in the last 5 years, and playoffs and then and finals appearances. They realistically may not make the playoffs in the West next year. Like there's a realism factor to that. You also got to remember, Bogut most likely gonna retire. Iguodala, if he doesn't retire, he's already plotting. I mean, he did have one good game in this series, maybe 2, but he can't be a full-time starter on almost any team nowadays. Sean Livingston might retire. If he don't, he ain't gonna do much. That team is depleted. Like, the team itself is completely depleted. So I don't see I don't see that as a roster right now. Their GM has to do something. Their GM has to pull up some good heads, man. He's got to find one of them Lou Williams kids out there somewhere that's willing to come to the team for a cool little 8 to 10 million, especially if they got to re-sign Klay or Durant to 30 mil money,
max money.
If either of them get 30 mil money, they're not making the playoffs. like it's a wrap, because that's what I mean. You're gonna have your cap is dead. Like, you got to go into the luxury, and then you can't sign certain people based on how the money works and all that stuff. It's not. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Plus, Steph got super max money.
Yeah,
right now,
his money his money just kicked in this past season, so he's gonna be making, I think it's 38 million next year.
He's making 40 clips. It's 40 clips. From this point
it's
forward.
Crazy, man. Like this, like I really don't, man. They're not gonna make the playoffs next year.
I'm not gonna say that just yet.
In the event, I mean, granted, I'm talking a lot early. We still got the draft. We still got free agency.
Right.
We still gotta see who they pick to sign. We still gotta see if they ever come back. There's a lot of factors to it. But just looking at it right now,
it doesn't look good. Like,
you got $30 million in dead money.
Golden State is crippled right now. They're definitely crippled.
Unless you don't sign either of them.
They
that could be an option.
2 of their 3 best players is hurt going into next season, and they're free agents first, and they're free agents. So you don't know what this team is going to look like just yet. But just assuming Steph's going to be there, and assuming that Draymond's going to be there, because they might trade Draymond. You never know. Best
case scenario for them, I think, Durant opts out, and they try and sign either they try and sign Kawhi or who else? Jimmy. They try and sign somebody else.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler. I can see it. Tobias Harris being an option for him.
Nah, they need a stud, because Curry needs help.
So let's say like Steph Curry and Draymond obviously are still there, and then let's say Klay and Durant don't resign. If they get a Tobias Harris and then fill out the roster, with mid-level exception players there, you don't think that's a playoff team? Maybe not like championships. I don't think they'll probably be like the favorites in the West any longer, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I still think they'll be a playoff team. Like I think they could be like a 5th or 6th seed with that type of team.
He don't give
4th,
you
5th seed.
Draymond don't give you enough period. That's including his passing ability. He just don't give you enough Like we saw it. The team got exposed this playoffs, man. This final series, they got exposed. Like, they should have been. This should have been a no-brainer for them. Like, they got exposed. That's how I feel about it. Like, his game is good. Like, don't get it twisted. But he has 0 offense, so they need to fill out this roster with more offense. Like, that's just how it is. So if one player, Tobias Harris, yeah, he can get you a dub, but all right, so his dub plus Curry's 26. That's only 46 points a game you walking into. You still need at least a couple players that can maybe get you a 12 to an 18.
Let me stop you right here, because I think you're looking at it the wrong way. And hear me out here. So I get what you're saying, and I think your reason why you're saying it though is because of the Golden State that we have seen over these last few years, where they've just been so dominant. But you kind of regulate it down. Don't think of the Warriors as if KD, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry. Just think of it like Warriors. Okay. Steph Curry is still there. Steph Curry is still a top 5 player in this league. Would you say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we could agree on that. And you got a top 5 player on your team, you're more than likely going to make the playoffs with whatever roster that you fill out around them, as long as you're smart about it.
LeBron James and the Lakers.
That's different. LeBron got hurt, but fair enough. Very fair. Very fair. So, I still think even if they do, I think they're going to fill out this roster how they do it. Like upper management is smart. They have a good GM. They have a good team operations, president of operations there. And, people are probably going to want to go to Golden State. They got a new arena that got built. They're going to be playing in next year.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably going to be fun to play in Golden State still. So they may not be the Warriors that we know and love now, but I still think they're going to be a team that if they had like a Tobias Harris, or if they went and got like, just one of these free agents or anybody, they'll still be a playoff team. Because think about it, like Portland got 2 legitimate offensive threats, and Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, but then they got other players averaging 10, 12, 15 points a game.
Yeah.
Golden State can get that as well.
Like you need one thing I heard Colin Hurd talk about, which actually finally made sense to me today, was that you need to be able to walk into the stadium with at least 70 points guaranteed out of your starting 5. And I was like, well, that didn't make sense. Then I thought about it. I was like, that does make sense. Because all these good teams, the teams that are legitimate contenders for the championship, can walk in with their starting 5 and get 70. I don't see them being able to carve that out unless they sign at least a player that can get them a dub, and then a player that can at least get them 15. Because they don't got that right now.
I just don't look at it like that. That's that simple, that cut and dry. Because, we've seen teams like the Clippers, like Portland, Utah.
Portland's starting 5 can get you 70.
I'm just saying, like, you just think of those teams, like, they may not have like super offensive threats, but throughout an 82 game season, I don't think they wouldn't be able to win 45, 50 or 45 or plus games to get into the playoffs. Even with Steph Curry and Draymond as the only known factors that we know is going to be there next year, I think Golden State will be good enough or smart enough to fill out that roster with players that can legitimately score the ball, but then just be able to last throughout the season. Now, it becomes a different story when the playoffs come around. I don't think they're going to be as good as a team in the playoffs. They're like the Lakers. They're going to be coming with LeBron James, and if they get Anthony Davis, they'll fill out that roster.
All right, so let's say they got that. Let's say they re-sign one of them, right? Let's say they re-sign one of them, they don't sign the other. So they got $30 million in dead money.
Mm-hmm.
So off the rip, who could they possibly get? Goran Dragic, he signed. He re-upped his player option. Jabari Parker's on a team option. That actually might get picked up because he played good in Washington when he got traded there.
Parker is in Washington. Fuck, I forgot about that.
Him and Bobby Portis, and they both actually played well over there. But look, Paul Millsap, no. DeAndre Jordan, no. Tobias might go there. I don't think. I think Harrison Barnes actually might opt in because that's $23 million. I don't know if he'll get that somewhere else. They could go for a player like Trevor Ariza, like one of those type of players, to maybe replace the defense that they're losing with Klay. But outside of that, I'm not really seeing too many people. Like Chris Middleton maybe.
What I want to do, I don't want to give my predictions just yet because I do want to do an episode eventually in the future, like a free agency preview where I'm able to take a look at the numbers and whatnot. Because I don't know what their cap space is looking like either. Because they still need money to sign some of these players that we're looking at too, and we don't know if they're going to have enough to do so. So I don't want to give any official predictions on that there. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Like
D'Angelo about to get a 30 clip.
We do know this though. We do know this for a fact that the NBA landscape is definitely about to change starting next season.
Yeah.
So sure. It's going to be a different league, man. It's going to be weird to see. Like no KD for the year, no Klay Thompson for a majority of the year, or probably all the year. And Golden State dynasty is pretty much done. Like I don't expect them to see them in the finals next year.
No.
We're probably going to see a new team in the West representing the Western Conference in the finals.
Yeah, we're going to see 2 new teams next year.
So it's going to be interesting. I don't know about Toronto, man. Toronto, if they keep Kawhi Leonard and they're able to keep that core, they got to be favorites in the East, right? Between them, Milwaukee, and Philly.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens with Boston.
Yeah, we definitely got to see what happens with Boston because